Well, hello guys, welcome back. I was gonna take you out into the beauty of nature today, but let me see if I can actually get up and walk us a little bit. I've been kind of sick today, so I kind of felt like this nudge to stay home and kind of try to take it easy and, not push myself, because I really want to see if this one, kind of like cherry blossom is in bloom, but I'm getting this definite push to stay put. So we're outside. It's April, late April in Pennsylvania. A lot of places are all already bloomed out, and here we're not, so we're lucky. It's like currently 69, which to me is like the perfect degree. Not that specifically, but it's just cool enough to be pleasantly cool, but it's not cold. And it's just warm enough to be warm, so you can kind of feel like the warm and the cold together. I love days like this. And we had a lot of good things come in today. We finally had the book come in. So I'm sorry if I'm doing like a really bad job. I'm just like kind of relaxed because I didn't feel too good this morning. And I kind of changed my diet to kind of combat that, so I just feel like really good and overindulged. So yeah, I should probably take you back inside because there's heavy traffic here. I could be out here at 4 a.m. and we would hear all the heavy traffic. So I will take you back inside with the camera. Let's see how this works. And yeah, the book came in, the Love Fox came in, and the light up wax melt came in. So you'll get to see that. So you know what though? Let me pause this, because I'm gonna tell you what, it's not on. I'm gonna need two hands to light it, and I can see everything going everywhere, so give me a minute. Okay guys, there you go. I'm sorry, this camera is set to show things backwards. I'm not sure how I did that or why, and it won't go back. But there you go, there is the light up fox. Lights up, you can see the light through, and if I actually take this off before it gets hot, you can see how bright it gets. It like lights up the cabinet bright. So yeah, that is very pretty. I'm glad I got this one. I was like kicking myself after I bought her, but then I thought, yeah, why not? Just go ahead and get it. And I will make a little bit of something for you, so hold on 1 minute. Oh, hello guys, welcome back. So this came in, Love the Fox came in, and we're gonna review it. They're gonna be massive spoilers, so if you don't like massive spoilers, go get yourself the book and then come back. You can like come back to this video later. But basically, it's a visual novel. It entirely is text-free, except for like at the beginning, they tell you about, animals have deeper love than humans because they don't love the way we do. And we can't experience their love, kind of, because like we love people and hate people based on different things than an animal would ever worry about. It's kind of like, like if there are orcas in the novel. If an orca is going to eat a seal or something, it's not going to eat that seal because it's a jerk and likes to eat seals and make them feel really bad. It's eating it because it's hungry. Same thing if that seal turns around and eats something else. So, a lot of people compared it to The Lion King, but there aren't going to be singing, dancing animals. It is a lot of, if you don't like seeing little animals eaten, you might not like it. But it's like a sort of slice of life, I guess you would use that term, of this little red fox. And this little red fox, when this terrible event happens, all the other animals are doing the sensible thing and, running away. And the little red fox is running towards danger. And what could a little red fox possibly need to get to that's so worth running into danger? Because this volcano goes off and the fox is running up the mountain towards danger, and other animals aren't making it, other animals are dying in like all these cataclysmic events, and the little fox makes it through. And what I liked is the little fox is not only blind in one eye, but Yeah, so spoiler, this is a vixen, so you kind of know what her goal is, yeah? And it has a happy ending, so I'll spoil it. Yeah, it does have a happy ending. Um, but you know, it wouldn't have been a bad ending either if something had happened to her. It's kind of like meant to make you think about like all this stuff that's going on for these animals every day. And we just don't even realize it. We kind of think they're like out in the woods chilling or something. I think we really don't think I don't think so of like day-to-day struggles of like what is it like to actually be a fox and what is it like to be a polar bear or a brown bear or whatever kind of animal. So that was neat. I like the art style. Inari actually had to push me to read it twice because Inari was involved. Loki was kind of involved, and Loki did have the lesson of that's kind of Vixen Loki would be, but also like from Inari and I think from Ume. I think Ume's been around, so from Ume. And it is like a pretty deep lesson. I had to read it twice. Like I read it the first time and I kind of knew what was going to happen, so I wasn't too surprised. And once I read it the second time, I went outside in nature and read it, and it was like a totally different experience. So that was pretty good. Like if you get it, like I'd recommend meditation music or reading it out in nature. It's really nice. And it kind of tied in with, you know, both Loki and Inori can have these really kind of foxy attitudes where they're doing the charming thing where if a fox is charming a victim, it's jumping around and playing in everything as it edges closer to the prey. And I thought that Inori and I had it pretty clear that I had no idea what Shinto was. And I had no idea, you know, what to do. And Inori's like, oh no, never, never, never. Well, it turns out that I was getting a press from Inori about working with my ancestors where, you know, I had conflict with my parents, but Inori's like, you know, they're your family kami now. You kind of have to work with them. And I got that from Shinto from looking at it. In Wudon, your parents are still your ancestors, but it depends who you ask. Some people will say if they were bad people, they don't instantly become good ancestors. It's not like Judeo-Christian idea is that you die, all the bad stuff you did is forgiven, and you become this wonderful person, this enlightened being. And I hope that happens for people. But in Wudon, it's like if they were a bad person when they were alive, or they were like kind of like chaotic neutral or something, and you couldn't quite trust what their response was be, that might not be the ancestor to go to. But in what I'm getting from Shinto, because like I studied today, I was like looking up on like what is it for the ancestors. It entirely depends who you ask. Some people are like Shinto have no belief in afterlife, but it's not like a organized religion in the same sense of Christianity. You're never going to have a Shinto priest coming over and telling you things because they don't have preachers and they don't have people that need to save you from anything because there's nothing to save you from. And you can work with the kami, but that is, you know, it's entirely up to you. It's more about, you know, living in harmony with nature, which we already do, and respecting the kami. And some people place emphasis on ancestral dead because they are your family kami, and dot and dot and dot. So it can get really complicated, I suppose, if you want it to, but it can also be what I'll apparently be doing now with Inori is folk Shinto, which means I will never be worried about getting to a temple in Japan or finding one in Pittsburgh or anything, and I'll never be worried about anything else because like for us it's kind of strange if we go to like apparently if you go to like these temples and you've always probably wondered why are there like no statues. Well, if it's Shinto, at least one guide put out by a Shinto temple said that they don't have statues, at least in their temple, because it's believed the kami is already there, so there's no need for a statue. But, you know, you'll see statues of things associated with them. So it was interesting, and we got onto that because Inori had kind of given me a push to work with my mother, maybe with my father. I don't know. Loki just wants me to be at a point where I'm like okay and I don't lose any more sleep over anything. I personally don't know what happens to you when you die. I don't know if you evolve into commies. Some people think you do that. Some people think nothing happens. Some people think if you were a bad enough person and did a bad enough things, you go to a place of torment, at least for a while, if not for all eternity, to atone for what you've done. It's not done to punish you, but it's done to actually teach you what you did was wrong. You had your whole life and you did mostly bad things. That's why you end up there. So it's not about punishment. It's about freeing that person from being that kind of person, which I don't know. I didn't set up the afterlife. Don't ask me. So I really don't know, but I've definitely felt my mom's presence. I think my dad's tried to come through. Like I said, he could be like a really horrible, abusive person, and then he could be really sweet. And like when he got his cancer, he got like, there would be days like he was really sweet, and we asked him what kind of drugs they gave him. Because he was also in a coma for a while, so like when he came out, he could be really sweet, but then he could fly into his old rages, so you never knew. So it's like that would be not be the first ancestor I would go to for help, because old dad pre-cancer was like, I never measured up, I was never good enough, I didn't think like I could depend on him to take care of me. But then, after the cancer, his attitude changed. So I'm like, I don't know what was like actually my father and what was like the cancer medication speaking. So it's really ambivalent. It's not like I'm going to hold on to the anger for the rest of eternity for how he treated me and my brother and my mom, but at the same time, I think you have to be wise with which ancestors you approach, because if they haven't changed, then you have to get rid of them. So yeah, I'm kind of ambivalent. I said, look, Dad, if you want to prove yourself, if you want to prove you've really changed, if you're actually trying to come through, then, help me with stuff. Send me help. Don't just, hang around because you're, ancestral dead now and think like everything's hunky dory. I've had ancestors that were such horrible people in life. I'm like, no, I'm not helping you. You go get help somewhere else. I am not helping you. You were a truly terrible person. Now you're paying for it. No. So, yeah, that has happened, and it's been kind of calm. I'm sorry I couldn't get you to the park and have you look around, but I got really sick today. I had Pop-Tarts this morning and it nearly killed me. It was like, I don't know why. I used to be able to eat this diet of Pop-Tarts and soda for breakfast, and then like huge amount of fast food for lunch, and then whatever for dinner. I don't even remember what I used to make for dinner. But I used to be able to eat like that all the time, and now, like, it's like, as I approach 42, my body's completely changing. So I've been eating a lot of the noodle bowl, and I've been drinking a lot of black coffee and green tea, and I haven't had soda for a couple of days. And again, guys, I don't want people to think because I changed my diet, I'm going to lose a ton of weight or look really different, because in my experience, you always, at least I do, I always tend to stay the same size, because even though I'm eating healthier, I'll probably end up taking in the same amount of calories. So don't go getting excited and think I'm going to drop like 50 pounds or something. That's part of the reason I never kept on a real healthy diet, is because whether I eat healthy or I eat junk food, I kind of end up, not even trying to, you kind of end up taking in the same amount of calories. So your weight never shifts. It's like, hopefully you're getting the benefit of the healthy food because your weight doesn't shift, at least for me. So I hope you guys are well, but I wanted to kind of put some stuff together for you. I'm still feeling kind of ugh, so I'm going to cut it a little short. I'm sorry about that, but yeah, I guess I'm just getting to that age where I gotta watch where I eat, and I'm like, I'm so young yet. I'm only 42. I shouldn't have to do this. Well, I'm not 42 yet, not for a month, but I'm like, yeah, I should be able to eat whatever I want till I'm like 1,000 years old, and that apparently is not gonna happen. So, and Loki's idea of the whole thing is he's just going to kind of sit back and let Inari do stuff. And then Loki comes in every day. We still spend time together every day, but like it's like anytime he's brought a god in, they work with me for a while, and hopefully Inari's going to stay because all these gods come in, they're like, yeah, I stay. And then a couple weeks later, they're gone, and it's mainly Loki again. Which I don't mind. I love Loki to death, and he knows that, but it's like I like stability as well. But so far, they're working quite well together, and they're definitely working on me as a team. One gets me distracted, and then the other one does something, and I don't even realize it happened. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.